Hello, everybody. For several years, I taught a class on a weekly basis for the local chapter of our MS Society, and I learned a lot through that process. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to just revisit some of the exercises we used to do together. And these would be good for anybody who's interested in doing any exercises that don't require standing up. Everything will be done on the chair. So this could be a kitchen chair, or it could be a desk chair, or a wheelchair. All right, so why don't we get started? We'll sort of start from head to toe. And the first thing we want to do is just sit down and just notice how we're seated. So kind of notice if your legs are aligned with your hips. So take the center point of the front of your ankle, the center point of the front of your knee, and the center point of your hip joint, and just line those up so that your legs are not splaying out or knocking inwards. Okay? And then feel if you're sitting equally on both sides of your sits bones. And then from here, let's try and joint stack the head over the rib cage and the rib cage over the pelvis, and find length and space between those three areas. Good. Just come to awareness of your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Just keep the breath smooth and even. You can inhale through the nose and then either exhale through the nose or the mouth, whatever is best for you. All right, so let's begin with just a little bit of mobility from head to toe. The first thing you can do is just turn your head to your right side. Do so in an exploratory kind of way, without straining. And as you exhale, come back. So inhale, go to the other side. And exhale, come back. Try that again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, and let's stay there for a breath or two. Just kind of notice how you're feeling in areas around each side of the neck, in the chest, in the upper back. Compare that with the other side. Trying to keep the chin level, so don't let your chin drop, don't let the nose lift up, just keep everything level. And then come back. And now just drop your chin down towards the center, lift your chest up towards it, come back up, and then just slightly raise the chin, but without rolling your eyeballs up. So just let the eyes stay neutral and come back down. So just gently stretching forward, coming back up, lifting through the chest, opening up the throat, and come back. And then again, just kind of stay in each position for a couple of breaths. Notice how that feels. All right, go ahead and come up. And notice how that feels. And then tilt your head to one side. So I'm feeling a wonderful opening on this opposite side. Come back up. Inhale over. And exhale, come back. And inhale over. Exhale, come back. Inhale over. Exhale, come back. Take your two hands into prayer pose and just rest on your hands as if you were having a nap, but stay awake. And come back. Try the other side. Just give yourself a little bit of support there. Good. And then let's come back to the center. And as you inhale, gently lift your shoulders and then drop them down. So this is shoulder elevation and depression. Okay, try that a few more times. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Oh, that feels wonderful. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And then we're going to roll the shoulders from front to back a few times. Try to stay aware of your breath. And then going the opposite direction, backwards to forwards. You might hear some crunching and crackling going on. It's quite normal. As long as it doesn't hurt, that's all right. Good. Okay, so from here, just let your hands splay out the fingers like this and just close and open the fists a little bit. Close the fists and make some circles. So just a little bit of wrist mobility and the other way. And then you can make circles with the forearms in one direction and in the other. Reach out and around with one arm. Just make some gentle circles with one side and reverse that. There you go. And don't force anything, just let things move naturally. Try the other side. And back, around, the other way. Good. And make some circles in front of your body, in one direction, and then in the other. All right, lift one leg in and just hug in that leg and release. And hug the other leg in and release. Hug one leg in. If you need to slow this down a little bit, then just slow it down. It doesn't have to be quick like I'm doing. So this would be more dynamic, lifting. If your legs are able to easily do that, and if not, just lift and hold. So you can decide what works best for you. Good. All right. From here, lift one leg up and circle your ankle a few times in one direction and a few times in the other. Flex and point the feet. And then change sides, circling. How are you feeling? Feels good to move around, doesn't it? And the other way. And flex and point. All right, so from here, hold on to the sides of your chair and push up against the chair so that you're going to sit as tall as possible. Flex the foot and lift one leg. And hold that leg for up to 10 seconds. So let's count. 1, 1,000, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Try the other side. And up. And 1, 1,000, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. But this is something you can do almost every day. Okay? This is something that is really good for keeping your legs strong, strengthens the quads, flexes the hip a little bit as well. Go ahead and change sides. And I would recommend that you do about 5 each side, maybe twice a day, to keep your legs strong. So it's a really great exercise. Great for people who have issues with their knees because it strengthens all the muscles around the knee to support the knee. Good. All right. Okay, so from here, inhale, rise the arms up, and exhale, open. Try that again. Inhale up, and open. Let's do that 2 more times. And open. Inhale up and open. Now hold on to one side of the chair. Lift one arm up and let's do a little side bend. Now, you have a few variations that we could try here. You don't have to be holding onto the chair. You could let go of the chair. You could have your hand on your hip. This is just for stability. If your arm gets too tired, then just place the hand on the same shoulder that you're bending towards, and you still get that lateral flexion. Good. All right, go ahead and let's try the other side. So again, I could start just here, and then reach up. And breathe. Inhaling through the nose, slowly, being aware of your breath. Good. That's it. All right. Let me show you a simple twist that you can do. Twists are great for our digestive system. It kind of gets things moving around in there. So if you have concerns about your digestive system, doing twists on a regular basis might help you feel a little bit better that way. So turn sideways to the chair, and then take your hands to the back of the chair, and you're going to twist around. So you go ahead and stay there. I'm just going to move my chair so that you can see what it looks like. All right, so I've moved sideways. I take my hands to the chair, and then as I inhale, I come around. And you want to be careful that you don't take your chin and your nose past the twist. Keep the chin and the nose lined up with your chest. Good. Okay, let's try the other side. And there's a wonderful way to do a held twist. And you'll feel all kinds of tissues stretching through the abdomen and the side of your torso here. Good. All right, how'd that feel? All right, let's continue. So this can be a little bit of a flow of yoga. I'm going to give you a few strengthening exercises as well. But let's just begin with a little bit more warm-up. Take your hands to your legs and inhale and open up the chest, arching the back, coming to spinal extension, and then exhale and round your back and coming to spinal flexion. So those of you who are familiar with yoga, this would be like doing cat-cow, but you're sitting in a chair. So if you want to see what it looks like sideways, I inhale, coming to spinal extension, exhale, coming to spinal flexion. So we're warming up all the muscles all around the torso, mobilizing the spine, the rib cage, and let the pelvis move freely while you do that. Good. All right, now inhale, come up. Exhale, come to a forward fold. And let yourself just hang there. Drop your head down. Now I want you to just tighten your abdominal muscles and roll up, come back up, and bring your hands to your heart. Let's try that again. Open up, reach up. Exhale, come to a forward fold. Let yourself hang there for a breath or two. Activate your abdominal muscles. Roll yourself back up, reach up with the arms, and bring the hands back to your heart. We'll progress from there and add one more movement. Inhale, come up, and then come to your forward fold again. From your forward fold, I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see. Take your hands to your shins and pull your chest forward, lengthening the spine. I'm still looking down at the floor. Then I come back to my forward fold and reach up, hands to the heart. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins or ankles, draw the chest forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands to the heart. Good. All right. From here, what I'd like you to do is activate the abdominals, round the back, and then come back up. So it's like you're doing a little crunch. So you're just doing a little sit up here without actually being on the floor. And I want you to think of activating all the muscles from your pubic bone all the way up into the rib cage and the sternum, and then lengthen everything, come back up. So again, if you'd like to have a side view of that, it would look like this, rounding. It's like I'm making the letter C
with my spine, really curving with the abdominal muscles being the prime movers, and then come back up. Try that one more time and curve into that C shape. And then come up. All right, good. So, some strength. Let's start with our arms. So, I have a couple of dumbbells here, some light weights. If you have those around the house, those are great to have. You could also use water bottles. I don't have any water bottles here, but I have these juice bottles that I keep in the house for my granddaughter, and so those work as well. All right, so whatever you have, and then sit up nice and tall and stack the rib cage and the head over the hips again, all right? And you're gonna do some bicep curls. There we go. Great exercise. So there's lots and lots of different options and things that you can do to keep yourself strong, even if you have limited mobility and need to be spending more time in a chair than standing. That's fine. All right, so for the progression, start with about 10, see how it feels, work your way up to 15, and then eventually try to go into different sets. So I would do 10, take a break, do 10 more, take another break, and do 10 more. For the purposes of this video, we won't do all 3 sets. I'm just giving you some ideas. Okay, here's another thing that we can easily do is just move the arms to the side. Try not to come higher than your shoulders, so you don't want to be flying up here. Just about shoulder height. And again, same thing. You would do 10, see how that felt, maybe 15, and then work into taking rests in between. One more. Here we go. All right, so that was a lateral or side lift to strengthen the side of your shoulders. We're gonna do the same thing going forward. So keep the palms turned inward and come up. And 2, and 3. So for the breath, inhale before you start and then exhale as you're doing the movement. So inhale, exhale. Okay, for the next one, let's just see how you feel mobility-wise. If you bring your hands here and press up, how does that feel? If that's difficult for you to do, then you just need to practice it without holding any kind of extra weight at all. And you would want to go maybe a little bit lighter than you just did. So let's say I take my juice or water bottles, I can press up like this, like I'm pushing something away up over my head. And again, as you push, you exhale. So we're going to come down, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. There, you get the idea. All right. An isometric chest strengthener. Take your hands into prayer pose. And then what I want you to do is imagine that the 2 hands are having a little pushing war with each other. So push the right arm into the left arm into the right, and just press into this isometric hold. Press as hard as you can, and you will activate your chest wall. Now, as you're pressing, remember to stay aware of your breath. So you don't want to hold your breath here. Just keep it smooth and even. Press harder. Keep pressing, keep pressing, keep pressing. And release. And let's just roll out the shoulders a little bit. All right. Bring your hands to your, just below your shoulders with your palms down. And then open up the chest by drawing the arms open and opening up the elbows behind you. So just try a few of those. Open and close. And open and close. So this is a stretch that's part of a movement that I call Dorothy's stretch. And I'll explain that to you as we go along. All right, so from here, just rest for a moment. So in the 1980s, my husband's grandmother, Dorothy Butterworth, asked me to give her an exercise program. We're going to do the same thing with our arms extended in front, palms up and open. And she was telling me that she felt very stiff in her upper back. So I gave her this type of movement to do. At the time, she was in her 80s, and she did it until just a couple of months before she died at the age of 97 on a daily basis. And she told me it made a huge difference in her life. So I call it Dorothy's stretch. And what we do is we combine those two movements together. So bend the arms, chest height, palms down. As you inhale, I want you to draw the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then bring everything forward and lengthen the arms in front of you. Bring the palms up, and then open and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Come back, palms down, bend and in, and forward and up and open, and there you go. That's Dorothy's stretch. Let me know how it goes for you. Give me some feedback. I'd love to hear from you. There we go. One more time. Good. All right. And just loosen everything out. Okay. Keeping your forearms and wrists strong is pretty important as well. So I'm going to give you a couple of options. One thing you can do is just lean forward and bring your forearms to your legs, but let your wrists stay free. Okay, so my wrist is not on my legs, it's sort of floating off, and you're just going to lower and lift and curl. So these are called wrist curls. There. Again, you can take your weights or your water bottle or just your own body weight, like this. Okay? Then flip the hands around, so now the palms are down, and the same thing, up like this. Here we go, and up. Good. You can also do that just simply by having your hands down by your sides, and as long as you don't bend the elbows, you would be doing exactly the same type of movements. So try those and see which ones you prefer. Again, going with 10 reps and then 15 and then taking breaks in between. So always err on the easier side to start with. Start a little bit easier, move up, every couple of days into a little bit more. Don't do these every single day necessarily. Give yourself a little break in between. So maybe aim for 3 times a week would be great. All right, and let's just think about our hands a little bit more. So spread your fingers out and then clench your fists out and in, like that. And a little bit of finger mobility, so stretch your fingers out again, so you are abducting and extending the fingers. And what you're going to do is you're going to join the thumb with the little finger and then open, with the ring finger open, middle finger open, index finger open, index, middle, ring, little. And just keep going. That's it. And this is actually really good to do in warm water. So when you're washing up some dishes at the end of the day and you've got some nice clean warm water, that's a great way to do all these things for your wrist. Good. Okay. A couple of leg strengtheners that are more yoga based. So let's try and take the legs wide. You might need to just slip to the front of your chair a little bit. Just make sure you don't slip off. Take the legs as wide as you can. Open up. And then reach the arms. And if you can, make a stop sign with your palm and think of making goalposts with your arms. Goddess pose. Strong, strong pose. There we go. Good. Now from here, open up. Keep your right leg exactly where it is and start to turn your left leg so that the toes are going to be facing towards your right leg. And then open up the arms, coming to a supported, seated warrior two. And breathe. And from here, you can even move the arms up and open or reverse and flow through it. All kinds of different ways that we can move the upper body. Let's go ahead and try the other side. So I've kept now an external rotation in this leg and an internal rotation in the back leg, and then reach. Warrior two is a posture of strength, of determination, and of courage. Tap into your own. And then reach back and celebrate that. Open back up. And come back. All right, now just close the legs and open, and close and open, close and open, close and open, close and stay open. Lift your heels on one side, on the other side, maybe one side at a time, alternating, and then both, and up, and up, and up, and up. Hold there for a moment, strengthening your calf muscles. Beautiful, and come back down. Bring the legs together. All right. Now, for your triceps, slide a little bit forward, and then bring your hands behind you. Bend the elbows a little bit, and then just push yourself up. Bend the elbows a little bit, push yourself up. Bend and push, and bend and push. So if you are comfortable enough to come a little bit closer to the edge of your seat, and then you can bend a little bit more, bend and push, bend and push. So your tricep muscle is what helps you get up out of bed. All right, so you want to keep that strong as well. So another way to keep that strong, take a really light weight and lift your elbow up. Keep the elbow lifted and push that away from you. And again, try to do about 10 on one side. You don't have to change sides. I'm just showing you what it looks like. Okay, so you can easily be doing this without ever moving from your original position. Great. Okay. So there you have it. A few simple movements, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of strengthening, something to keep you moving while you're seated. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you'd like to have more information, just go to my website, jasmineroseyoga.ca. Namaste.